Very nice length, but this time Patan steps down the track, connects, and that's a boundary. Square leg, well done. Good shot by Murtaza Patan. He is making what a nice shot for a single. Nicely fielded, but batsman gets in.
A very good evening and a very welcome to all. We're here for the eighth match here for the Dad's Champions Cup here at Fatima Ground with your Vihar. And the match is just about to get underway between Sweven 11 and JBCN Avengers Elite. It's going to be an exciting game. We've seen a few games already in the Dad's Champions Cup so far. This is match number 8, of course. And Harpreet is going to take the strike happy as he's known by his teammates. Sweven 11 start with batting here. Saurabh on the non-striker's end. And we're just awaiting confirmation for the bowler. that's going to be bowling the first over of this innings. Ryan has been given the responsibility of the first over, and now we just wait and see as the match is about to begin. So, 20 overs, of course, in this T20 game. We take a short break after the first 10 overs where we switch ends as well, and 6 overs power play. So, here we go. In the attack straight away, he's hit it towards the offside, and I think that's going to be a single. There's a fielder there in the deep. Of course, power play rules active for now. So just two fielders outside the inner circle. So a single of the first ball gets Saurabh on strike. Now his chance to face the opening bowler straight away, and that is a good delivery. And the winger goes up. Well, the winger is up. The first ball, he's gone for a golden duck. Saurabh seems disappointed there. I don't think he was convinced, but well, it's not him that needs convincing. It's the umpire. And he was convinced. He's given the wicket. It was a big shout, that's for sure. Let's see it in the replay right here. And I think that's out. That looks very much out. You can see from the reaction of the wicket keeper as well. He was confident. Well, that is the first wicket right there. So, the opener's gone for a duck. It's two balls, one for one. Ravi now the new man on strike. So, very, very positive start. Now, so Ravi, left-handed batsman in the play now. Interesting to see a left-handed right-hander combination. Always seems to work well. Will it do the same this time? That's the question. Right now, first wicket already. In the attack now, once again. And that's another good ball. Just swung in, didn't it? Very difficult to read that one. It's a brilliant delivery. It's a dot ball. But the bowler's going to be happy with that. He's going to be very, very happy because that was an ace delivery once again. So, one for one after three balls. And just a little bit of change in the field setting, I think. That's what I saw. Just going towards the offside of the left-hander. Now in the attack once again, the bowler. Two slips as well. I can see. That's a good ball. And well. Oh, that was close. That was close. Well, you can see the reaction there. Look at that. Almost there. Almost had him. Almost had him. Look at the reaction from the bowler. Well, what a start to the spell here by Ryan. It's just Ravi hanging on now. Just hanging on, just making sure he doesn't lose his wicket early on. Because that would spell danger for Sweven 11. Real danger. Once again, a brilliant ball defended well. No single there. No scope. Really, really good over. This is what you need your opening bowlers to do. This is right on the money. This has been an outstanding over. A single of the first ball. a wicket, and then three dot balls. So the final ball of the first over now, just one run so far. It's power play, of course. And still, they've lost a wicket and only scored a single so far. Good defense once again, and that's going to get him another single. So it's 2 runs for the loss of one wicket at the end of one over. And we're going to have, well, Ravi on strike once again. So we're here for the second over now. Ribhu D, the man, trusted with the ball in the power play now for the second over. The first over, truly an outstanding pressure building over. Now Ravi on strike. And you got the cut there, and that's going to roll behind. 4 runs, well. Now that is a good start to the over for the batting team, isn't it? Look at that. Just gets a slight cut on it. No stopping that one. That's 4 runs. This time just defended well towards cover there. Happy with playing it safe. Trusting approach. The spin bowler in the attack. The second over itself. That could be wide. Wide is a signal. And now that's clipped it. Not going to be a single. I don't think they're going to risk one. So decent recovery so far. A decent over for Rebu. Got a 4 of the first ball. And then he's recovered well. A dot ball, a wide, then 2 dots. 4 balls already. Conceded 5 runs, which is not too bad considering his power play after all. Once again, that's a good delivery, but I think he's got the gap there. It's going to roll, and that's going to be 4 more runs. He did brilliant to find the gap there. Just got the slightest of touches. You see once again, a little high on that, but just got that touch past the wicketkeeper. Too slow to react there. That's going to be 4 more. So now it's turning out to be a good over for the batting team, isn't it? It's 2 runs of the first over. 9 of this one already with 1 ball to go. And Ravi has tried to pick up some steam now. Well, can he build an innings with Harpreet now? Good shot towards cover. That's going to be a single to end the over. So that gets Ravi on strike once again. Harpreet just 1 ball so far. The single he took off the first ball. He's not played a single ball after that. Just been watching players come and go. He lost his opening partner, and now Ravi's played 10 balls in front of him. So interesting for Happy. That's the end of the over. 12 for 1 at the end of 2 overs. So we're going to have Ravi on strike again. They've chosen to get Roy back in the attack now. I think they want to use his effectiveness in the power play, especially if they can get another wicket for him. That's a good ball. That's a semi bouncer. That's going to get a single. But it was a very good ball. It's very, very difficult to clean hit that one. The wicketkeeper just jumping high to grab that one. And now asking for single maybe. The touch there finally. Oh, I think this is going to be an overthrow maybe. And just looking for confirmation. I think he's going to give a four. And now, well, he's got a wicket there. For a moment, we're just looking at the wide open where they got three. And this time, Syed swings in one and just takes off two stumps right there. It's clean, clean bowl. What a bowl that is. And he strikes once again in the power play. And just the second over of his spell. So, two stumps down, two wickets down as well. 16 for 2 after 2.2 overs. Abhishek now the new batter at the crease. So now Abhishek on strike facing right. Right in the attack once again, this time in the air. Just grazes past the bowler there. So single wide that got them 3 runs on the wide as well because of the overthrows. A wicket and a single again. 3 more balls to go. Now Ravi is on strike. 3 balls in this over. Now, good defense there, and well, the ball just getting so close to the wicket there, just blocked it with his bat there. Well, that's legal. You can move the ball with your bat, just can't use your hands. You can't kick it with your leg. Use your bat there, and he did that. It just stopped it in time, maybe. I think it could have maybe dislodged the bails there. You never know. But another great ball. Right, could have easily had 4 wickets, but now he has been outstanding today. Now, in the attack once again. Good defense. Not so good. It sneaked past. How did it sneak past that defense? Looks solid. That was a top class ball. Can hear a lot of appreciation from the fielders watching the way Roy is bowling today. 70 to 2. Third over is about to come to an end now. And I think that might be a wide. So, a wide, we're going to have him bowl one more ball before the end of his over. 18 on the board now. This is building up pressure. Six of this over so far. Four runs of those in wides, just two singles. Looks more like the bowling power play, doesn't it, rather than the batting power play? He's going a little towards the leg. He's got a cut there, and that's going to roll. Well, so there you have it. That's the first four of this over and of Riot's over as well. Did brilliantly. Just step towards the leg, cut it slightly, found the gap there. That rolls for four. So it's 22 for two at the end of three overs. Not bad. So the fourth over begins now. A single of the first ball. Ripu, of course, in attack once again. Well, that's a huge appeal, and the umpire not interested. Once again, a brilliant delivery now. So, a bye and a single. Good shot once again. So, not a bad over so far. Just two runs off it, and another good ball. That was close. You can see Abhishek just trying to swing it a little bit too quickly, but this over goes by quickly. So 24 for 2 at the end of four overs. Two more overs left for the end of the power play. Not the best score so far. I think your 40 to 50 runs is usually par on this wicket. But the wicket has been slowing down of recent. So Ravi now on strike, choosing to bring Ryan back back into the attack. He's back in. Can he take another wicket? And that would be outstanding if he does. He's taken two good wickets already. Just 12 runs given in the two overs so far. This is going to be his third over. So, of course, we're just going to have one over remaining to ride. I think that will be kept close to the death overs. We shall see when they decide to utilize him. Of course, the game can just change a little after the power play rules are lifted, the restrictions are lifted. Just two wickets so far. Not the worst scenario for SWE. Right in the attack now. That's a good shot. That's over, and that could run for four. The fielder there, slightly missing there. They're going to come back for two. Cost them a single extra, I think. But still, good fielding there. Made sure it didn't go for a boundary. Once again, just facing off. Good defense once again. Maybe thought about a single there. But in the end, not a lot. So, 2-1 and dot ball so far. You can't expect him to get a wicket in every over, can you? But he's bowling consistently with a good line, good length. He's been effective. He's doing his job right so far. Abhishek once again is facing off right. He's consumed a few balls now and well hit once again, but a lot straighter and flatter than he would have wanted it initially. So good bowling by Ryan so far. Coming to the end of the fifth over almost. In the attack now once again. Flat hit once more. So another good over. And that brings the over to an end. So the fifth over comes to an end. It's 27 for 2 at the end of 5 overs. That is an outstanding stroke, and that gets him 4 runs. That's really, really well played. Look at that, just steps to the ball, s- really well played into the gap, and a well deserved four. Very, very good to see this kind of cricketing shot here. Ravi racking up the runs now. He's reached the 20 run mark. He scored two-thirds of his team's runs so far. Really been effective. Ravi, I think, trying the same once again. Wanted to do something similar, but this time but a lot more straighter than before, and this was straight, a cover drive, straight to the fielder. So 31 for 2 in 5.2 over. River now, third over for him as well, of course, into the fielder's hands. And that is beautifully hit. A well deserved hit, and that's going to be 4 more runs. Very good running between the sticks once again. So now they're getting a little more confident on the crease, scoring good runs. Couple of fours in this over, and that's a swing and a miss. Well, another close one. And now they're asking for the run out there. The ball was dead, they're saying. And asking for a run out. So, discussion going on now. So, the batsman upset there. Well, So we resume once again. Of course, the score is 39 for 3 here. Maharishi, the new batter on the crease. Ravi has crawled all the way up to 26 runs. He scored most of the runs for his side here today. And now, right in his fourth over already. So, using up all his overs. This is the first over after the power play, of course. Using all his overs already. And maybe a different strategy for the death overs. Maybe spin. Maybe they have a few more fast bowlers. We will see. A couple of wide balls from him. And now, three very, very good balls. Just 3 runs off the over so far. Two of them were wides. Once again, two balls to go in his over. Maharishi, the new batter on strike, of course, finding a little difficult grappling with the bowling that we've seen here. It's in the air now. Can someone reach? No, right. Couldn't reach there in time. That could have been another wicket. That was close. So, another ball left. Just the final ball for the end of the over. That's a very good shot. Well, that's going to go for four. The indication, 4 runs. Well, that's a good shot. Into the gap and much needed runs for the batting side. Not the best end to right spell. 22 of 4 overs. Still very, very, very economical. Just apart from that, I think more than that, he's got two crucial wickets. And that's the end of the seventh over. So it's 43 for 3 at the end of 7 overs. We're going to have a new bowler now at the crease, Wasim. Now, maybe an overthrow there. No, there is a cover up. So, a single there. A good ball now. a single. Couple of singles so far. Ravi now up to 27. 45 runs on the board already for him. Defense once again takes a single just towards leg side there. Player coming all the way from long on. That's going to bring Maharishi on strike. Scored a good four earlier, if you remember. Three down now. I'm sure they will be a little upset with that stumping run out. But the ball was alive, is what we're told. Just tapping the ball inside the crease does not grant you immunity as a batter after all. You have to wait for the ball to be dead. The umpire to call the over, any of those things. Now, out was the shot, but it missed the player there. I think it's going to go all the way. Four more runs. So, they're racking up the runs now. And now, with that four just going past the fielder there, I don't think he was positioned as well as he would have loved. But with that, the half century comes up for Sweven 11. Close to 8 overs, 50 runs on the board now. What can they target? Can they target a 130, 140 maybe if they can pick up pace? Otherwise, 110, 120. Somewhere between 120 to 150 would be a reasonable target for them. So wide, and we'll see how their batters play out the rest of the innings here. 8 overs almost done. 50 runs on the ball, 51 now. And tried to go down the line with that one, but defended well by the bowler. So Wasim's first over comes to an end. 8 runs off it, 1-4 just towards the end, and 51 for 3 at the end of 8 overs. Now, once again, we have Ravi in the attack. 28 runs for him already. That's a huge appeal. He is the main man. He is the danger man right now. Once again, 30 runs almost scored by him from the 51 that the team has so far. And this doesn't count the extras. There are loads of extras as well. Now, just hitting it towards long on. A single left-hander, really adept at playing throughout the field. He's shown that. Sadiq, of course, the new bowler in the attack. Maharishi now on strike. Tried to just hit it down the ground there. Has missed his mark. Once again, Sadiq spinning from the other side this time. Good ball, happily collected by the wicketkeeper. 9 of 11 now for Maharishi, 29 of 27 for Ravi. Not bad figures for either. If they can establish this partnership till the 15th over, 13th to 15th over, something like that. And well, what a way to find the gap there by Maharishi. That's an outstanding shot. Just swept it with so much confidence. Stepped out, and what a sweep shot. Perfect. And that's perfectly executed as well. So he goes into double figures now. You're just speaking about the way they can probably put up a big score if both of them can just last on the crease, onto the crease for at least 3 to 4 more overs, if not more. They have only lost 3 wickets, but you never know how your middle order comes tumbling down sometimes when you just lose that crucial wicket. Ideally, they would want to play all the way till the end. I'm sure of that, but even if they play strategically and try to take a few risky shots, I think they can last this partnership at least for another 4 to 6 overs. We shall see. We don't have a lot of overs in hand now in the SWE. So 9 overs done. The 10th over coming up now, 56 for 3. So Ravi now on strike. Into the gap once again, and that's going to get him 4 more runs. So the runs are racking up now. He's found his confidence, he's found his groove here. And look at the way he's just batting all around the pitch, just using the field setup to his advantage, getting those fours in. Sixty mark comes up. So Ravi still on strike. And what different can Wasim do with this approach now? Wasim in the attack. Ravi just waiting to cut it right in the end. There's a fielder there. The newest tactic, and that's just going to be a single. Three balls on the over so far, 61 for 3. Maharishi now on strike. Good shot, that's in the air, and now that's gone for a maximum. That is a huge six. The connection on it was so loud. You heard it all throughout, and that's gone for a huge, huge maximum. It's the most six we've seen all innings. So it was a very welcome shot. And Maharishi, my boy, he stepped up. Tried to connect once again. Wasim read that one. So that's the end of 10 overs. 67 for 3 at the end of 10. Really picked up the score so far towards the end. Appreciable partnership between Maharishi and Ravi. Now, the question is what will the next 10 overs bring for us? Just after a short drinks break.
Very nice length, but this time Patan steps down the track, connects, and that's a boundary. Square leg, well done. Good shot by Murtaza Patan. He's making. What a nice shot for a single. Nicely fielded, but batsman gets in.
So we're about to start once again. Sadiq is given the responsibility of the 11th over. Have the change of ends, of course. I'm about to start. So a very good partnership forming between Ravi and Maharishi. And the aim for the bowling side now would be to see how they can break this partnership up. They got two early wickets. Remember, both of them on the in Riot's over, the first and second over. And then, of course, the run out. A little controversial, but fair in the end. The run out as well, which was the third wicket. So 68 for 3. Since then, both of these batters have really found their groove a little. The pitch really coming back into their favor, maybe. The swing going away slightly, especially with the ball not being new anymore. Hit once again, and that's going to be a single. Well, there you have it. They've got the important wicket. They've got the really, really important wicket, the danger man. That's exactly what they were looking for. And they finally got that. So, Ravi, who's been really, really consistently good so far, you can see once again, have the replay for you. Well bowled. And Ravi just tried to defend and did a little bit too much there. And he's got his man right there, brilliantly bowled. Just bamboozled him a little bit. And ultimately, they've got a very, very danger man now. They've broken the partnership exactly how we were speaking about just two balls earlier. And Sadiq delivers 69 for 4 now, the score. Akshat, the new man on crease, Maharishi. Now, the experienced batter at 20 runs from 17. Is he going to have the same answer for Akshat now that, hey, you go for the runs? I will probably try and stay, as it was evident what Ravi had indicated to Maharishi. So once again, we begin. Now try to go for a big one. There, Akshat, and a swing and a miss. That could have been another wicket. Narrowly missed the wicket there, very, very narrowly. That was a good one. So, one important wicket already in Sadiq's over. Just defended there. Just took a little bit safely. They're asking, and now did he get his man there? Well, questions asked to the umpire, and I think he's happy with that. So, the end of the over, he's safe. It's 70 for 4 at the end of 11 overs. Just 3 runs and a wicket of this over. A very, very good over by Sadiq. So, Gaurav now, the new bowler in the attack, he's been given the responsibility now. First over of his spell. What is his approach going to be? New bowler versus new batter, spin bowler in the attack. Slower ball there, And maybe if the fielder was just there a little bit squarer, it could have been a wicket. So, good bowling there. Starts well, a slower ball. Nobody, no fielder there. No one at square leg as well. And that was 2 runs. So, 2 runs more on the board. 72 for 4. Gaurav now. Gaurav bowling to Akshat. Akshat just readying himself. His stance a little probably. And now try to swing it into the gap there. No fielder. That's going to get him 4 runs. He just saw the previous ball where he tried to hit it in a similar area. Noticed that there were no fielders there. And this time he capitalizes on that. So 2 and 4 of this over so far. Akshat aggressively trying to hit big ones off the bat. Now he's gone for one. No fielder there. Lands in no man's land. And that single will bring Maharishi on strike. So now Maharishi just trying to assess the field setting there. Just trying to gauge where he can play the shot that he prefers to. Spinner now tried to sweep, maybe thought about it, didn't go for it, but now that ball's gonna go all the way to 4. Shot on square leg, no fielder. To that just standing sweep almost, and that goes for 4. So 2 4s in the over already. This is turning out to be a very good over for the batting side. 11 runs off it already. The 80 mark is breached now. Rishi up on 24. Flighted ball this time. Just had to wait for it to come down. Stop from the leg, and that's going to be a single, I think. Yeah. A single there. 12 runs in the over so far. And Akshat now on strike. Akshat now tries to go long and big once again. It's in the air. Who can get underneath it? And the player. Brilliant catch taken by him. And that is going to be another wicket. What an awesome wicket. Awesome catch taken. And it's 82 for 5. They lost Akshat now. So now it's a little troubling. They've lost half of their squad. Now the middle order is about to come to an end. And the tail enders will come soon. So now she might feel a little alone there. Gonna see who comes up next, but it's 82 for 5. So Saurabh now, Saurabh J, the new man on the crease. Maharishi has seen a couple of batters come and go in front of him as well. He's forming a very good partnership, of course, with Ravi. So this was, of course, turning out to be a very expensive over, comparatively at least. 12 runs off it, and in the end, some form of redemption for Gaurav. Gets a wicket, dismisses a person who was just trying to find his footing. Maybe Akshat was going for the big ones, but not the best connection. Now, 82 for 5. Sorish bowling to Saurav. That's an interesting outing, isn't it? Sorish bowling to Maharishi, sorry. Saurabh on the non-striker's end. And a very, very good start for the spin bowler. Now, back in the attack. There he comes. Flighted option maybe. And wide will be the signal. Just missed the leg line, the length there, and that's gone wide. Another good ball. No, I think that would be wide again. Yes. For a moment, it looked like it was almost inside the line, but ultimately, nope, wide has been given. And now hit into the gap there, maybe the player converging comes there, and that's only going to be a single. Couple of wides, then a single, and now that's a good delivery. That was a good spin. He almost got his man there, didn't he? For a moment, it looked like it was in the slot, and that could have been a six, but in the end, it just turned a little and almost got him his man. Once again, just waited for it. He's cut it well, and that's going to go for 4 runs. Well, that is played brilliantly. Very good shot. 4 balls in the over so far. 7 runs off it. Well, a very, very good over before this 4. Still not too bad, but can't concede another boundary. You can see it's completely pace off. He's going for pace off as his primer bowling, and well, it's working so far. The batter has to do all the efforts when it's pace off. Yes, it might be easier to play. Yes, the ball comes slower onto you. You have those opportunities, but ultimately, so 90 at the end of 13 overs here. 90 for 5. Oh, that was close. Did he get his man? I think he's got him. Yes, the bails are off, and he's got him there. Was it played on or not? That's the only question we can ask. Whether it got the stumps directly or it was played on. But that was a great ball. He just tried to rotate his wrist there, just tried to play it into the air. But ultimately, it fetches him the wicket. Look at that. I think it was played on. Looks like it. But, well, the The bowler won't care. It's a wicket, and ultimately it's now 90 for 6. That's a very, very important wicket. And once again, Marushi on the other side, seeing another batter just lose his wicket in front of him. So the new batter at the crease now, Parikshit, trying to just maybe just give a platform to Maharishi. That would be the aim. Really good bowling by Sadiq. Remember, he took an important wicket earlier as well. He took Ravi's wicket, if I'm not wrong, and now once again gets another wicket. Just 9 runs given so far. He's on his third over. Impressive, impressing bowling by Sadiq. Brilliant spinning. Just singles, not a lot of. Oh, that's going to be too well. There's no fielder there. A lot of gap. That's going to be 2 runs. Interesting. The bowler just waiting and seeing which fielder comes close and then just decided to run towards the ball himself. Close to the 100-run mark, but I think they would want a little bit more. It's 13 overs only. Still a lot of time. They can easily cross the 150 barrier, but well, not if like that. Well, that is the wicket they wanted. That is the important one. The spin there catches out Maharishi once again, and that's going to be the seventh wicket. But it's not the number seven that matters here. It's the set batter on 28 runs. Look at that, just trying to sweep it there, and he gets his man. It's plum, I think. It's straight. He knows what it is. He looks at his non-striker, just asking him, what does he think about it? Doesn't matter right now, does it? Sahaj, the new batsman on strike now, and Barakshit, who's just come one ball ago, two balls, two wickets, sorry, in this over already. There's 3 runs off it. Sadiq is now on course, maybe, for a man of the match performance. So, 2 wickets in this over, and suddenly it's pressure time for the team SWE. The Sweven 11s. I think they would have had a mental target of 150 when they came out to bat, and they started decently. They lost a wicket early, no doubt about it. Then maybe hovering around 120, 130s, and now it just looks a little difficult. They have the balls and overs in hand, but they need the tail enders to keep playing till the end to make that happen. Single gets Parikshit on strike. Just try to nudge it there, and the keeper, I think, was just worried about a possible single maybe. But now just threw it way, way too hard, and they got the overthrow run. So the keeper, it's a comedy of errors. It happens sometimes. He's been fairly, fairly good in the game so far. So that's the end of the third over for Sadiq. 13 runs given, 3 wickets taken as well. 5 runs in the previous over. And it's 95 for 7 at the end of 14 overs. One more over to go before reaching the 15th over, after which we'll officially be in death over territories. You can see on current run rate, they might still, you know, get a decent score up around 130, maybe get closer to 147. But the issue is they don't have any batting left, any major batting left. It's the bowlers, and it's sometimes it could just be easy pickings for the bowlers. So, single, Gaurav down the bowler, given the responsibility. Can he get a wicket for himself? He's already got one. Every bowler would be licking their lips right now, looking at the tail enders and the difficulty that they're facing, especially to pay the spin here. And now maybe Sahaj has that answer. He says, "No, sir, I'm not facing any difficulty. I'm going to smack them for four." Look at that, just steps out, opens the face of his bat, all his power, not the cleanest shot, but a lot of power behind that. And yes, sir, he's going to take that 4 runs right up his tally because that brings the 100 figure up for his team. They've now reached 100 exactly, and now trying to hit it on the full toss. Close to square, there's going to be a fielder there. I think it's just going to be a single. And now that's in the air. Someone getting underneath it. Nobody there. No man's land. Lucky escape once again. So, interesting. Good to see that the batters are still getting some reprise, maybe by Lady Luck, maybe by someone else, taking runs. A single, and 4 runs. So, just like that, 7 runs in this over already. If two more balls to go. And now it's hit in the air. And I think that's going to go huge. And well, that's a maximum. That is a six. That's hit extremely well. Look at that. Wider ball just spins in, connects perfectly. It took a lot of airtime, but cleared the boundary in the end, and that's 6 runs. So, a very expensive over now, suddenly. 13 runs of it. Sahaj up to 12, and one more ball left. Sahaj is using all his might, going for the big ones here. Is he the shining light in the dark? Is he the answer to the woes of SWE? Just hit it against the ground. Takes a single, and that's going to bring Sahaj back on strike on the next over. Tried to hit it hard once again. Sorish now the bowler, trusted with the responsibility. His second over, of course. And they managed to take two, I think. No, just a single. Playing Parikshit on strike. You can hear the cheers from the bench. Of course, they have nothing against Parikshit, but we're seeing these fours and sixes from Sahaj. They just want him to be on strike. Parikshit just found it a little difficult to read that ball in time. That was not an easy one. Sorish now. We know what's on his mind. He's one of the ones who's not got a wicket as of yet. And now, another good ball. Sorish now. Really good bowling. Difficult for Parikshit. Look at that, just gets on the back foot now smartly, plays it well. No runs there, no dice. No dice, no dough, but still played it better than the ones before. That could have been wide maybe, and he's hit it hard and into the gap. That's going to be four more. Well, they've suddenly found all the firepower, and they're going for the big ones now at seven down. Where was this before? The openers really need to take a note from these two tail enders, don't they? Last ball of the over for Soresh. And well, there's a huge shout there, but I think that was high. And they're not interested. So, 114 for 7 now at the end of the 16th over. So, 16 overs up, 114 on the board. They can now, maybe if they manage to get, say, roughly 10 runs and over, still have the scope of touching the 150 mark, maybe now hit down the ground. A little slower this time. Wheeler getting there in time. That's going to be a single. That brings Parikshit on strike. Don't forget about his four at the end of the last over. Deeper now. New bowling to take a single. Very, very slow. You can see it's completely pace off once again. They've noticed what is it that the bowlers are doing. They're using the pace. Sorry, the batters are doing. They're using the pace of the bowlers right back at him. Deeper now, maybe just wanting to change things a little. Facing Sahaj now. Sahaj has been brilliant and goes for a big one once again down the line. It's hit hard, but there's a fielder there. So, Parikshit now on the crease. And he's missed it there, but just got stuck with his feet. If it slipped all the way back to the keeper, that would be an easy, easy stumping for him. So, lucky break once again. So, Sadiq now gets the responsibility of the 18th over. His fourth over, of course, is end of the spell. Facing Sahaj, Sahaj trying to go for a biggie down the line, maybe. Sadiq now back in the attack. Good ball. Slow ball once again. Parikshit, a couple of dot balls now. Maybe looking to smack it down the line. Once again, a very good ball. Just one run so far in Sadiq's over. Parikshit on 9 from 17. Sahas on 17 from 9. Exactly opposites on there of each other. So Parikshit 9 from 17. Sahad 17 from 9. One man is accelerating well. The other just a little bit more stable than required. He needs to go for the big ones now. Doesn't have a lot of balls left. I think Parikshit maybe just worried about losing his wicket a little bit too much. We'll see how he reacts, but that is the end of Sadiq's spell. So, 4 overs up, just 15 runs given. What a brilliant, brilliant spell this is. And 3 wickets taken as well. 119 for 7 at the end of 18 overs. So, a couple of singles taken. Second over, of course, for Deepan. Parakshit, 11 from 19 for him. Parikshit now on strike. Wider approach, maybe, and I think that's signal. Yep, it goes up. And now maybe a wide towards the leg side. Smart to leave that one, Parakshit. They're asking him to hit it behind, maybe. It's the approach. Is he going to go for a shot behind? Now goes down the line. The fielder there. Yes, gets there. Grabs it. And that's going to be a single. Brings Sahaj on strike. 3 balls up. 5 runs of this over already. Secretly and steadily wrapped up a decent total. Not a high total. Not an extremely comfortably defendable total, but a decent total, a respectable total here for the Sweven 11. And now just swung it on the other side. Fielder there, we know where he's coming from. To his ask. And well, almost there. Was he? Yes, he's in. Wow. Look at that. The throw extremely wide there. The bowler had to come so well off the crease, the wicket. And a very good throw there. A direct hit. But the umpire says he's safe. A swing and a miss now. Swinging once again. And now, well, maybe he's found the gap there. The dog just coming in the way. And well, that's just a funny comedy of errors. Just a little unfortunate. We hope the players find there. The teammates can't resist, just have a chuckle there. The dogs come in the way. And he manages to field, but the bowler, well, he is not able to resist that one, is he? Sometimes just have to accept when it's funny one like that. Good to see everyone's taking it in good spirits. So that's wide. We're back live, of course, after a little unfortunate incident in the field. We hope the player's fine. We hope the dog's fine as well. And well, all of this is part of the game, isn't it? They're asking for two, but no, they decide against it, against the wishes and shouts of the dugout. They wanted two on that wide, maybe to get Sahaj back on strike. 21 of 15 for him, so he's been really probably the second highest contributor here. Parikshit slowly and steadily moving up the charts as well. Now Sahaj on strike, really pushing through the runs now, isn't he? That could be wide, and he gets a clip on it. I think he could have left that maybe. Not sure why he decided to play it. Well, so strike rotation, good rotation between the two tail enders here. They've really upped the score. And now into the gap. It's to the call. They can get to. And a little slow in fielding there. And that gets them 2 runs. So again a wider ball and the players maybe he's found the gap there. Fielder. And that's gonna be 4 runs. So again turning out to be a very, very good over for the batting side, isn't this? A really good end. This is exactly how they would have probably wanted it to end. It's 4 runs. Into the gap. Of course, into the trees there. We want to see the final few moments. But 24 runs given so far. Third over about to come to an end for Sorish. Smacked it around 22 and 20 up for Parakshit as well. Parikshit on 20, Sahaj on 22. This is really good for the tail enders. They've had 42 runs between them. They came in with 1 run for Parikshit, I think, and Sahaj on zero. Partnership of 41 runs. Why there's the indicator. 13 runs of this over so far. Another wide, 14 now. What an end this has been. This really turned up to a very good score in the end. 41 run partnership between the tail enders. Swing and a miss. And I think that's going to be that. So that's the end of the first innings. 141 on the board, 142 to chase for the Avengers Elite. Well, not a small score, not a shabby score at all in the end. Especially, we were stressing on it, the 42 run partnership between the tail enders. They're at 7 down. When Sahaj entered, Parikshit was on 1 run and Sahaj at 0, and they've really cooked up a very good score in the end. So, we're going to come back for the chase very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. The Avengers Elite have it all to do. 142 to chase in 20 overs. And here we begin the chase now. Ribhu and Rayat, if you remember, the two openers here are the two bowlers who open the bowling for the batting side for the JBCN Avengers Elite. Interesting combination opening here. Oh, that was half a chance. Looked like that almost floated into the hands of the bowler there. An opportunity just caught and bowled. But well, so 142 needed from 20 overs. Not the biggest target in the world, but the pitch is not the best for a batting surface. The ball is swinging, spinning. This is a lovely pitch for bowlers today. And well, Rebu and Rayad, both of them really good with the ball. Can they replicate the same with the bat now? That's the question. Now just swings and just falls short. Now once again, Aditya, good start, great start to his spell here. All dot balls. Rebu is slightly under pressure, I'm sure. He knows the target they have to chase. They have to get going. Maybe hoping for a wide, but no wide there. So that is the end of the first over. And that is a maiden over straight off the mark from Aditya M. Brilliant, brilliant bowling there. That's how you want to start when you're defending a fairly, well, low total. And a huge appeal there. Bharat, the new bowler, in the attack, and a very, very loud appeal. Raid facing his first ball there. And of course, like we told you, Raid and Rebu were the two openers in the bowling attack. And now, partnership in batting as well. Is it down the line towards long off now? And that's going to get him one run. So the first runs on the board for Avengers Elite. Finally, got off the mark. This brings Rebu on strike. A swing and a miss now. Maybe a chance there. Appeal as well for stumping. I think he was in the crease, and the umpire thinks so as well. Once again, in the attack now. Heading towards the leg side. That's going to run for four now. So the first boundary comes up as well, and the runs have now started flowing in a little bit. So 5 runs on the board. Just found the gap there. Well, it's the power play after all. You're not going to have a fielder there. You're only allowed two. You can keep them anywhere, but we know chances of playing the fielder not that often. So 5 runs so far. Last ball of the over. And well, that could be a wide. I think that should be. Yes, wide is the signal. Once again, Bharat goes. And a sweep that time. Not a sweep actually, more towards the leg side. Just played it down the line. And well, that's going to be 4 more runs. So, a very good over from the perspective of the batting side. Goes straight down the line towards long on. And that's going to get them 4 runs. So 10 runs at the end of 2 overs. 10 runs in this over as well. Because, of course, the first over was a maiden. They're back in the attack. We had a glimpse of his maiden over just before this. Not very often we see maiden overs here, and that was a brilliant, brilliant display of bowling. Took the opportunity at the right time, started well as well. Now it's in the air, and that's going to be 4 runs. I think. The umpire signaling 4. I think. You see the replay. Took that bounce. Yes, before the run. Confirmed. That's 4 runs. So they're picking up steam now. Rebu and Riot, especially Rebu. Riot still yet to get off the mark. Rebu, of course, faced the entire maiden over. 6 balls, nothing of it. So he really has picked up steam in the 2 overs. After that, just get a little. Sometimes you just need some time to read the pitch, read how the ball is coming onto you. Just spin as well, the pace. And once you get a grip of that, once you're just settled on the crease, sometimes just easier to accelerate after that. And now it's in the air. No man's land there. He's going to stop that. I think so. Yes, he does. Make sure that there was no 4 there. Good fielding in the end. Once again, here we come. Just defends it. Just a slight soft shuffle. So, 4 of the over. 2 runs. 2 taken. 2 singles as well and a dot ball. We've seen every single variety except for a wicket in this over. Well, that's what they don't want to give early on, do they? And well, that's straight at the bowler. The commentator's curse almost enacted itself there. Oh, straight into the bowler's hand. He's a little bit upset. You can see that. He could have caught that. That would have been caught and bowl and the wicket as well. Well, it's not. And it's 3 overs done. 18 for no loss. Saurabh into the attack, the new bowler. Just a single. The chase, while 123 runs now needed from 16.4 overs. Run rate currently is close to 5.7, and the required run rate is climbing up a little, close to 7.3. That wouldn't be the biggest worry for them yet. Of course, their power play, they would want to accelerate, get some more runs. And that maiden over that they started with always play a factor, won't it? To drive the run rate up. But so far, other than that, I think they've had decent batting overs. They've played well. Now it's in the air and well, just falls short. Try to go for something direct there. I think if it would be in the hands of the bowler, maybe he would have half a chance. Well, good bowling now, swing and a miss. That's in the air. Well, who's gonna get underneath it? Nobody. And that's gonna be a six. You can see, just reads the ball very well, hits it down the line. Nobody there, and that just crossed the boundary. Cross six. That's a maximum. So that brings the end to the fourth over. 27 for no loss at the end of 4 overs. 11 runs from 9 for Raid and 15 from 15 for Ribu. Remember, Ribu was 0 runs from 6 balls at one point. So, Aditya back in the attack. We saw early on in the first phase of the innings as well, the first innings, that a lot of the opening bowlers were used consistently back to back to use up their 3 or 4 overs even, not save them for the dead overs. Maybe we're seeing something similar here. Smack well and well. That could be in the gap. The fielder getting there in time. Just uses his football skills there. And I think they're going to come back for two. Did they take three? That's the question. Our eyes were on the field, and no, it's 2 runs after all. Good running. Maybe it could have been three. A really good fielding there in the deep to save those 2 runs. Now play it down the ground and cleared the boundary once again. So they're really finding the groove on there. Look at that. Just steps up and sweeps perfectly. Picks it up, lofts it up, and that's 4 runs. Now, once again, Up in the air now, down the line, and the fielder, for a moment, it looked like he caught it there. That was a possible catch. And it's just double jeopardy, double whammy at this point because he's let the ball go and it's gone for a four. It's bounced and just run away for the four. So I'm sure the captain would be really frustrated there because, well, not that it was on purpose, but they need to be better than not defending the biggest score in the world. Now just try to clear the boundary there as well, and I think he has. 4 runs once again. So three fours back to back to Aditya. A really, really good first over from him. And now the tides have changed completely. The tables have been turned. 14 runs in this over for him. Just 8 of the first 2 overs. 8 of the first two, 14 of this one. Rebu has really caught his stride and now he's targeting everyone. Look at that once again, this time just a defense. Doesn't get overexcited. He's happy with the runs he's made in the over so far. So at the end of 5 overs, it's 41, no loss. Now, Saurabh back in the attack. They need something. They need to break this partnership that's forming right in front of their eyes. That might just cost them the game. 40 runs so far between them. Now, once again, just setting the field. Saurabh now, ready to bowl. Bowling to Riot. A little wider, a little slow, and into the hands of the wicketkeeper. He missed it, but well, it was his to collect. Right now, just a little bit slow there, and wide is the indication. This time, once again, good ball, and there's a fielder there, and he catches that well. There you have it. That is the breakthrough. They get Riot's wicket there on 11. We sensed it was coming. A really, really good over so far. That goes easy peasy into the hands of the fielder. He's happy to collect that. That's the first wicket. Now, SWE has striked, and JBC and Avengers Elite lose one of their openers. They lose Riot, and the score is 42 for 1 after 5.4 overs, just close to the edge end of the super over. Power play, of course. So they've got that important wicket in Saurabh's over. 42 for 1 is the score. There are one thirds there as well, the batting side, and they send out Wasim now. Wild run rate below the current run rate. Rebu really doing a great job. And now we'll see what Wasim has under his sleeves, or rather under his gloves. Once again, so dot ball after that, and now final ball of the over for Saurabh, facing Wasim, and wide is the indication. So he'll have to bowl it again, that one, once more, and have to make sure he limits those extras. Now that's in the air, and that might just cross the fence, maybe. And there it is. That's going to be 4 runs. So the final ball of the over there hit very well with a lot of conviction there by Wasim. One bounce ahead of the fielder that crosses for 4 runs. That's going to be the end of his second over. It's 47 for 1 now at the end of 6 overs. So that's the end of the power play. And now things just change a little bit slightly, ever so slightly, don't they? Now, new bowler in the attack. Bharat is now the new bowler, not the new bowler, recurring bowler, rather trusted with the ball. First over. Of course, he went for 10 runs. Bharat now just getting a little ready. Single of his first ball. Hit well once again, and an even better return. They're asking for two now. The fielding there a little loose. It's in the air, and well, that's taken. That's another one. That is a repeat. Back to back, isn't it? And that is the big man. They've got Ribu. Look at that. Just played it very wide. He didn't need to do that. Not sure why he wanted to play that wide ball. And it just clipped the edge of his bat. and got to the same man there at cover. And that's two down and two openers lost. And Ribu, who was especially looking good. So now we have Ashish, the new man, on the crease. Wasim on the non-strikers end. And Bharat, what a good over it's shaping up to be now. He's taken a crucial wicket. Of course, it was wide, let's be honest, but he tempted the batter and maybe he meant it. We don't know. Sometimes those work out, they really do. At the highest level, even. Now, to the fielder there, straight off the bat. Well, that's another wicket, Ashish. Straight down the line. And now it's trouble town, isn't it? 49 for 3. Just comes and goes straight away. Look at that. Well bowled by Bharat. Very well bowled. Tempted him a little. He went for it down the line. And the fielder there at long on says, "Thank you so much. You're out." So, back to back wickets. Ajay, the new man, Wasim on the non strikers end. And don't forget now, Bharat is on a hat trick. He is on a hat trick now. Just trying to work out which ball they want to use to continue the match there, of course. So the hat trick ball right in front of us, a dot ball off it. Look at the hat trick, but still, what an outstanding over we've seen. So now, of course, the half century mark has come up for the team in 7 overs. Ajay, still to get going. Wasim now facing Saurabh J, who's going to deliver his first ball of the innings. Good first ball, good pace as well. Wasim once again just facing off. He has to build the innings now. Probably try and form a partnership with Ajay, and there's a huge shout there, and he misses it, and that's going to go for 4 runs. The keeper has missed that one. Once again, we'll see a little bit of an ask there. Maybe Wasim now on strike. Get something on it a little bit, maybe. Gets another touch. Going for a single, maybe, and he's going to reach there or not. There's a shout there. And the umpire, well, he's not interested. He thinks the batter's in. There's a huge shout from a lot of the teammates there. The moment it looked like maybe he didn't reach there on time. So, 55 for 3. Almost at the end of the 8th over here. Ajay, yet to get off the mark. Oh, that was close. That's good bowling, and he's missed it once again. But there's a fielder there this time. So, prevention is better than cure, they say, don't they? The keeper misses a couple of ones, but this one saved off from a 4. Now, maybe just a little bit of change. We've come to the end of the over. 8 overs done, 55 for 3. on the attack, Ravi, who added a lot of valuable runs from the bat, given the responsibility to bowl as well. Now, Ajay now on strike. Ravi on the attack. That's wide well. Completely slipped out of his hands there. The keeper did well to just be aware, shift to the right, made sure it didn't run behind for 4 runs. 56 in 8 overs. The run rate not too far away from them. 6.8 is their current run rate. The quiet run rate around 7.3. They're very much in target, in the range. Oh, cuts it slightly, but the outfield not fast enough that time, and the fielder will converge. That should be a single, I think. Keeper just slightly missing it in the end. So, currently, I guess the match is pretty much in tandem, maybe. Favoring, of course, the batting team. Oh, swing and a miss. Now there's a huge call. Huge shout there. Has they got something? Did the bat get something? So, Wasim now. A little bit towards the wide line, but I think that was a good delivery after all. That's a good delivery from Ravi. Now, in the attack once again, and now that's it there. The fielder, he was already down, well, but he's caught that with aplomb. What a catch, and that is another good dismissal. Happy they shout together. Well, that is something we've not seen before. He was already in the situation to catch it, maybe. It just landed into his palms. For some reason, he was already sitting down there, waiting for it, and came exactly where he wanted it to be. So they've got another dismissal now. Is this the swing and momentum that the bowling side needed? I look at the jubilations on their faces at the end of the over, the final ball for Ravi to get a wicket, and the hugging. Well, they're really happy with that wicket and the catch that he took on there. So, this is a platform, maybe. This is not game over. There's a lot still to come. This could be a good platform for the bowling side to build on. They can keep going the same way. This might be in their hands after all. So now we saw an important wicket just before the end of the previous over, or the drinks breaks were called as well, traditionally happening after the 10th over. But this time, since there was the opportunity, there was a switch over. Now, final over from this end. Before this, we bowled 8, 9 overs already. This is the 10th over now from this end, and then we will have the switch in ends. 84 needed now from 66 balls. Still very much in the hands of the batting side. Swipe towards the leg side. That's going to be a single, I think. Yes, there it is. Bharat back in the attack once again. Wide, I think. Maybe. No is the call. Now, Bharat once again. I think that's a wide once again. Yes, wide is signal. Now to the other side, and well, just bamboozled him a little bit. He coming back for another run, maybe. 62 off 4 now so far. Ajay and Deepan need to create a partnership. They need to stack up some runs, and they're trying exactly that. And where has he got that? Well, what a catch! Happy, my man, take a bow. The second catch right there, and this one absolutely brilliant. He dove for it, rolled, and caught it. What an incredible catch that was! The best of the day. And you can see the batters as well, they're stunned. They didn't expect that. Straight out professional cricket, that one. Look at that, he hits it with some real venom. And Happy, reaction time, low to the ground, grabs it perfectly. And an important wicket. Look at that calm celebration. That is the best catch of the day. Hands down, best catch of the day. And the team is just going wild. Deservedly so. 62 for 5 now, the score, just before the 10th over. So this is a pattern that we've seen now happen a few times already in this innings. We've seen a lot of wickets take place in the last or the second last ball of the over. Something, some kind of voodoo is going in the favor of the bowling side. The Sweven 11s, I would say now things look a lot better for them because the required run rate is now shooting closer to 8. And more than that, half of the side has been dismissed already. Soon gonna reach the tail end. There's a few more wickets, and Bharat 3 for 17. Look at those figures as well. So Sadiq with brilliant figures in the first innings. Bharat very close to that. So an over comes to an end for him as well. It's 62 for 5 at the end of 10 overs. 79 needed in the next 10. It's still very much the game in the hand of the batting side. They just need a few more than what they've scored so far, but they've lost 5 wickets, and that is the crucial talking point. Well, we're going to resume very soon just to change an ends and little celebrations from the catch takers as well, maybe. But now we continue. 60 balls left, almost 80 runs needed. So now the interesting question is who's going to take on the responsibility of the first over from this end? And we have a lot of bowlers that have already exhausted 2, 3, 4 overs even for the Sweven 11. So who's left? I think this time looks like Aditya is just measuring himself and looks like he's going to go for his third over. Fourth over, actually, if I'm not wrong. We'll just get a confirmation whether Aditya's going to be on his third or fourth over. But redemption maybe for him. The last over I remember, of course, was very expensive, very, very expensive for Aditya. So, chance at redemption, maybe chance at wickets as well. Let's see how the ball's spinning. How is it gripping in his hands? Really started well in the power play, Aditya. We'll see now. Aditya on the attack. Slower spin that time into the hands of the fielder. Look at that. So third over, of course, the fourth over now. Just 8 runs conceded in the first 2 overs. 14 in the previous over. Starts with the dot ball. Looks like another dot ball, doesn't it? No, they take a quick single. Good running. Really good running there. That brings Deepan on strike. Aditya now in attack. Maybe wide. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a wide. So, a dot ball, a single, and a wide so far in the over. 2 balls legally counting. Deepan now facing, and now slower ball. That time there's a shout. There's a huge shout. Maybe they heard something. The umpire not happy, not satisfied, just says it's well a bye, a dot ball. Not even a bye there, no runs. Aditya, I think, heard something. So did the wicketkeeper. Not so easy for us from here. Now just cuts it slightly. And very good fielding there. Really good fielding. So, 3 dot balls. They need the runs, don't they? Otherwise, the run rate is just going to keep climbing up. The run rates fell as low as 6. And it's close to 8.25, 8.5 now. Now, fifth ball. Slower ball. Strikes it the first time. Goes down the line. The fielder's there and a simple return. Single. Singles are good for 7-Eleven. Not so much for the Avengers Elite. And now this brings Satish. Well, that's going to be a wide. So dot one wide. Dot dot One wide. Are we going to see another dot ball to end the over? And looks like it is. Well, that's legal, isn't it? Yes, there is. So that is the end of the over part. That's a really, really good spell in the end. Apart from the third over, which gave up 14 runs. Other than that, really good spell. No wickets, but 4 overs, 26 runs. The spell comes to an end. It is now 67 for 5 at the end of 11 overs. 75 needed still. 75 needed from 9 overs. 75 from 54 balls. Deeper now on strike. Good defending there. There's a call. For a moment, it looked like the wicketkeeper would get the ball quickly to the stumps. Well, he tried what he could, but the runners were safe from the get go. So now once again, Saurabh S into the attack. Really good overs by Saurabh just before this. So they've been effective. They've been good. They really contained the runs, and it's exactly 71 on the board in 12 overs, and they need 71 now more in 8. And now that's going to be a wide and a single. So two free runs, but just like we were discussing, 71 was needed in 8 overs. They've scored 71 in 12, and that's come from a lot of their openers, middle order. So it's still a little worrisome. I would say still in the favor of the bowling side, the Sweven 11s, if they just play properly. Deepan now. 4 from 7, 4 from 9. They've, of course, taken their time to get a little set. They're playing a little slowly. They're not taking too many risks because I guess they know that tail enders who are in the pipeline after them, and they probably need to just take this game slowly towards the last 2 3 overs. Just grind out those runs for now. Just take it to a 30 mark, 25 mark over the last 3 overs, and then just try to accelerate if needed. Something like that. Maybe get 10 and over in the final three. That would be in their mind, I think. They can get 30 runs. Now, once again, that's well bowled. Well, I think it was missing the leg stump there. That's what I think from the replay here. But of course, the bowler will always appeal. They want the wickets, don't they? You need that hunger. You should have that hunger. And sometimes maybe you might just convince the umpire to believe what you believe. Now, once again, now that's another shout, but again going down the leg. Once again, number 4 now. Oh, that's flown all across, and that's going to be a white ball. But, well, he's not happy. He thinks it just came back in the end. I'm not really sure about that one, Navi. So, sort up again. 2 balls to go. And that's hit well, and there should be a fielder there. Fielder at long off, limits it to a single. Still, it's been a decent over so far. 8 runs coming off it. I think that's what they need. They need that in the economy, and 1 ball to go. A few extras. And well, that's a good one. Did he do it in time? Did he stump in time? Really, really went through the entire defense. And that could have been an important wicket. I don't think the keeper reacted in time. The wicket keeper that just took a little bit extra, got the stumping done. But I think the batter was safe by then. And well, we continue with that. Dead ball there. Ravi coming back for his second over. He has a couple of more overs to bowl if he wants to. The first over being really, really good. Remember, he got a wicket off it and just gave 3 runs. And well, he was great with the bat as well, wasn't he? Ravi in the attack now. Look at that. That's a great ball and well, no touch on it. The keeper just wishing for that and well, wasn't fast enough to get the stumping done. These opportunities. Satish just going for the swing there. You wanting to use the pace against the bowler. Now Satish once again. I think he wants to target the pace in this over. He knows that's what Ravi relies on, and well, Ravi in the attack now. Satish swings it and swings it well. There is a fielder there. No, it's in the gap. And it's going to be 4 runs. Well, that's a four. That's exactly what they wanted, didn't they? So, get a good four there. That's what they needed, and that's what they've gotten. Now, Satish facing Ravi once again. Flighted this time. And well, he's called. He has a big call there. And nothing that entrusts the umpire. Now, another opportunity. He's getting close ever so. So, few very good balls now bowled by Ravi. Really, really good spell by him. This four, of course, just probably pinching him a little bit, but that was struck really well by Satish. But apart from that, 3 dot balls. 2 more to go now. Ravi, the really good bowl and well, slight shout there, but nothing that entrusts the umpire. I'm sure the run rate is inching ever closer to 9.5 now. Maybe close to 10 by the end of this over. And well, they really need to pick up the pace now, don't they? They really, really do. That swung well. That's down the line. The fielder. Oh, that was not the best feeling there. That was really not the best feeling that this could have been an over that really put up the pressure there. He went with his foot for some reason. Don't know why. And well, just a little bit too casual, and that's gone for four. So that's suddenly a very good over. Turns out to be a 9 run over. And they've kept the run rate back in their control. 9 of 11 for Deepan, 10 of 16 for Satish. Not too bad now after all. The 4 really proved to be a little expensive, especially psychologically. Now 88 for 5 now. Satish on strike. Oh, just tries to play it over the fielder there, and that's going to go for 4, I think. Oh, uses his feet once again, but this time successfully. Now, Bharat is last over, of course. He's taken 3 because he's just 20. Wide is the signal now. Wide once again. These runs are just going to keep stacking up for the JVC and Avengers Elite, aren't they? They're going to be happy to take that. They want the extras going. And these are runs that you don't want to give, especially in the chase. Just 50 runs needed now. Now that's a big one. That's a biggie, and that's going to go huge out of the park, I think. No, it looked for a moment like it was traveling for ages, but it just went all the way up. It wasn't flat, it was high, and it came on to no man's land. Just a single. Kind of had us confused for a bit as well. That lands safely in no man's land. Well, what do you say? Sometimes just gets you to think where the ball's going. And now, fielder there towards the call. They're going to get two pretty safely. So, good two taken as well. 7 runs in this over so far. 3 balls left. Couple of more singles. That's a shout. That's a shout. They're asking for a single maybe to end. And now that's a huge shout. Not interested, the umpire. So it's gonna end at the end of 15 overs now. 97 for 5. 45 needed in the next 5 overs. The run rate required at around 9. So now we begin the death overs, the final 5 overs now. The chase is on. 45 needed in 5 overs. It's maybe a little bit in the favor of the batting team now. Especially they've got two batters who are a little bit, let's say, set, if you call that. 13 from 14, Deepan especially, and Satish 13 from 20. Saurabh J, two very, very good overs. They need him to be brilliant today, don't they? Oh, well, that's a call, and that's going to run all the way behind. And that's going to be four. There you have it, 4 runs. There was a call there. I think he got the bat on it, and that's going to go for four. Very, very important runs there. Satish now. Oh, the keeper not doing the best job there. Every single run matters at this stage, doesn't it? You have to grab that one. You have to make sure you don't let those loose runs come in. There's been a lot of instances of loose fielding for the SWE. And I think that's been one of the reasons why they're so close in the chase after taking so many early wickets. Swing and a miss now. 6 runs in the over so far. The most expensive over for the day for Saurabh J. I think at least 5 of them could have been avoided. Swing and a miss once again. He's found his pattern, he's found his length. I can hear the dugout. They're really, really excited, aren't they? The dugout here, they're supporting the batters on every single ball. They have a reaction for every single swing, whether they hit or not. And that's really entertaining to see. It's good team spirit. Now, once again, this time, nobody close. Why don't they have any fielder a little bit close by, especially with the way Saurabh J bowls? Well, that's going to be that to the end of the third over for Saurabh. 7 runs off it, and it's 104 for 5 at the end of 16 overs. 38 needed in 4 overs. Doable? Yeah, very much. But they need heavy overs. They need overs for 13, 14, 15 maybe. Saurabh S maybe next, I assume. And yeah, there you have your answer. Saurabh S, the responsibility for the next over for him. He's been good today. He's been really good. And he needs to be even better today, at least in this final over. He has to limit the runs in single digits, so that builds up the pressure for the batters and while they face the upcoming bowlers then. 17th over now, 4 overs to go, sorry. Close to 40 runs needed. That swung high and that's going to go close to the boundary. And I think that's a 6. That is a 6 and that's a maximum. That is exactly what the bowling side did not need. That was in the slot. Easy to just swing there. No fielder there as well. And well, suddenly the momentum shifting, isn't it? And shifting. The batting side really a great last stand by these two. Remember, at 7 down, you had 42 runs. And now that's an opportunity. And the wicket keeper, wow. How did he not get the wicket there? That was really a big opportunity. Didn't seize it. He had to seize it. He had to break this partnership. And well, I can't put one player under the knife, but the wicketkeeper has really not been up to the mark today. He's cost them at least 3 wickets and maybe 30 runs. They really need to revisit the wicketkeeper position for this team. Hit well once again, and that's going to get them a single. Well, they're happy with singles now, aren't they? And look at that, 2 runs on the board. Another set of misfielding. Once again, they can feel the match slipping out of their hands, can't they? It's really happening, unraveling in front of us. They need to get a grip. They need, and I think the cheering from the dugout is really playing a huge role as well, especially in the psyche of the batters, and maybe just demoralizing the bowling side a little bit. That could be wide. Yes, wide that is. 9 runs. 9 runs now of the over. 3 more balls to go. That should be a single, but we don't know. No, I think they might come for two. 18 from 22, 23 from 21, similar to the last time. But I think this time, this partnership's going to get the win. That's what it feels like at the moment. And that's going to go for four. That's going to run for four. No fielder once again. But goes for four. Huge call, but I think now missing once again. Very, very expensive over this one. And I think the match now very much in the favor of the batting side. Probably taken it now. 24 runs. 3 more overs to go. It's almost easy peasy now at this point for them with the way these two batters have been playing. Hit well once again, and that's going to be another single. Single to end the over, and a really, really expensive over this one. 14 runs of it, 23 needed in 18 now. Is the match over? Is this the over? The last two overs really the ones that have shaped the match completely in the favor of the batting side. We're yet to find out, but it looks to probably be so. So Ravi now, 2 overs of course remaining for him. First over really good. The second one a little expansive, but now is this the last hope? 2 overs of Ravi, the 18th and the 20th over. Good over and struck well now into the gap maybe. Fielder there. That should be a single. Ravi starts well. We go okay with a single. That gets Deepan on strike, who's really assumed good responsibility in the last few overs. He's been very, very good striking it cleanly, the ball. Ravi now in the attack. He needs a wicket in this over, doesn't he? He needs a wicket if he needs to get something for his team in this game. To break up this partnership, add to the pressure. Well, is he going to be able to do that? That's the question. And now that's a good ball. No, says the umpire. Wide is the signal. Second thoughts, yep. Ravi in the attack once again. This time asking for two. No fielder there. The field placement really disappointing. I think it's really not playing to the strengths of the bowler. Neither are they creating that pressure. So really should have someone covering there with the way he's bowling. You understand where the shot's gonna come, and now that might be a wide. No, the umpire's happy with that, and Ravi would be even happier with that. 4 runs in the over already. 3 balls up. Ravi now looks focused. Run rate matching the required run rate as of now. It's in the favor of the batting side. 2 overs of Ravi. Ravi has the match deciding. Well, it just slows down the pace there in the end. And they're asking for two. No two there, just a single. 5 runs of the over so far. They're still on track to get a few singles, which will get them to 7. And basically, that's all they need. That's all they need, don't they? The previous overs have made sure that the run rate is not required. Run rate is nowhere close to 9 or 10. As long as they have 2 runs, they've taken that. They've taken a wide as well that they got. So, and that's another wide. So, well, I think there was an appeal for run out there. Argument going on with the umpire, but wide is the signal. Ravi now in the attack, slow balls, swing and a miss. So 6 balls, 6 runs of the over already of 5 balls. I think it's probably done the job regardless of the final ball because they have an over coming up, which maybe Saurabh J bowls the fourth over for his spell. We'll see if there's anyone else they're thinking maybe something different. Let's say Saurabh J has the next over and then it's Ravi. I don't see them being able to defend 17 in 2 overs. Seems difficult. We'll see what happens. Final ball. Swing and a miss once again. So two good balls to end the over for Ravi. It's 125 for 5 at the end of 18 overs. So 17 needed from 12. So now, once again, we have Ravi, who just gave a little bit of advice. Looks like Saurabh J. Yep, he's been given the responsibility. We spoke about it. 12 runs given so far. The last over a little expansive for him compared to the first two, especially. But now, can he get the right field set for himself now? Saurabh J bowling to Deepan. Third man behind, fine leg, and there he has it. There it is. That is a very important wicket, and that might be a match turner. Saurabh J has got his first wicket. Brilliant economy so far, and there it is. Swing and a miss, and he gets him out. Deepan has been dismissed. New batter at the crease now. Satish looking on from the other side. Well, another twist in this chase now. So, now who's going to come to the crease? Whoever comes in has to be fearless, has to be bold, and has to just go for it. I think that's what Deepan is telling the batter as well. We see from here, he's just having a chat with the oncoming batsman. Let's look what Saurabh J has up his sleeve now. Sadiq, of course. Well, he is the man coming to bat. Brilliant with the ball. Extremely important for his side. Got a lot of important wickets. Brilliant economy. And well, Saurabh J, I'm sure he'll want this wicket, won't he? So 125 for 6, 17 needed now from 11 balls. 6 down. So single now, taken by Sadiq, just gets Satish on strike. Maybe that was the instruction. Get the set batter on strike, let him step up. And the left hander now moving to the non striker's end. The right hander facing Saurabh. So just a little bit change in the field setting. We'll see how this holds up. We'll see how this plays out. But now maybe an interesting development with that wicket that Saurabh J took. And if by chance he can end up taking Satish's wicket, well, then we really have a match on our hands, don't we? And even now, a good over right here could give a great platform to Ravi. Hit well. And they're getting a single. Quick running, they're really quick running. That's important. They keep rotating strike, they keep getting those runs in, and they're constantly getting the fielders to switch positions as well. The left and right hand combo. Saurabh J now. A little pressure on him. He needs to get his delivery right here. And that's it straight. That's going to be a single. Maybe two. No. Happy with single there. So wicket off the first ball and then singles. He needs a dot ball or two now to really make it interesting. 14 now required. 8 balls left. Just needs a good end to the over. While the team on the batting side, I think one boundary maybe, something behind. There's fine leg. There's third man. Not the best options there. And now, good fielding once again. I think maybe can they be faster in fielding? Can they anticipate what's going to happen? Because you know where these singles are being taken. Just a little bit too easy, or are we being a little harsher on them? Seems to be squeezing out those singles comfortably. 13 needed now. If this over ends without a boundary, advantage to Sweven 11, maybe? And now that's a good shot. Maybe that's going to be two. Fielder, make sure. So, 5 runs at the end. Not a bad over. Really good spell comes to an end. 17 runs given across 4 overs. So, an absolutely brilliant spell in the chase for Saurabh. Takes a really crucial wicket as well. And now, final over, Ravi. It's your stage, my man. A little redemption for the previous over, maybe. No wides this time, no extras. 12 runs to defend. Singles are fine. No sixes, no fours. That's the important thing. And now for the batting side, one boundary could change the entire game. Even a four, probably. Maybe they might need two, especially if they're not going for doubles. But they need a six, maybe a four, something of that sort. So now, a final over in front of us. 12 needed of 6 balls. Simple striking, and that's a wide ball to start. That's exactly what you need to avoid. And Ravi, once again, extras are unforgivable at a time like this. Anything else, let the batters get the runs, let them score. Can't be giving extras. Well, hopefully, for the bowling side at least, this is the last extra of Ravi's spell today. Once again, better ball this time. And now they've asked for a run out. And they've got that, the stumping right there. They've got that out. They've got that wicket. And that's very similar to what happened in the first innings. And it's been given out. See once again, right here, steps out. And he was not in the crease. And the celebrations there. Have they got the wicket? Run out, says the umpire. Stumping, actually. Well, they've given the wicket. He's walking off. This happened in the first innings, didn't it? Well, what a match we've had on our hands. Who could have expected this? So, Another crucial moment now. How is this going to affect the rest of the game? Strikes now and gets Satish on strike. They're going for two, and they get two there. Well, that is good running, and once again, really not great fielding. 9 needed of 4 now. Sorish, 2 of the first ball. Sorish on strike now. Ravi on the ball. They need a boundary, and that's in the air. Well, is it going to cross? And that dropped there. That was almost a six. And they've gone for one more, and there they have the wicket. Well, they have the wicket right there. This is really something interesting. It was in the air for a moment. It looked like it would be a six. Then, right at the boundary, the longer side there, dropped and then thrown in back because they were not running for moments there. Look at that. In the air, huge air time. Then suddenly it just flops down. The fielder there manages to drop that and then quickly sends it back. And while you see that action happening, it is run out. So it has been given a run out, two run outs, a stumping and a run out basically, and 8 needed from 3 now. So going for a single, they've lost Satish on that run out, and now 7 needed of 2. What a turnaround it's been in the last 2 overs. What a turnaround. They need a 6 now, or a couple of 4s. It looks really difficult for these two new batters at the crease. Gaurav, well, he has to go for a big one, doesn't he? And now, 2 balls to go. Swing and a miss. And now, they need two, I think. They're going to get for two. No, just a single. So, Sorish on the other side. They need a 6 now. They need a 6 still in their hands. A 4 is not going to help them. And well, the one thing that the bowling side doesn't need now is extras. So Ravi has to make sure whatever he does, he just doesn't give an extra now. Can't afford a 6, can afford giving a 4. All comes down to this one final ball. 4 hours of gameplay, 40 overs, and it's all down to one ball. Sorish, the left-hander, on strike, and the immense pressure he must be feeling. He knows he has to go for a 6. The bowler knows he has to go for a 6. Now, there's no other way, there's no other option, no other stroke, just something down the line. And I think Ravi will try to bowl in a way which makes him target the leg side for Sorish, the longer leg side, which we know we just saw. I think the length that the ball traveled for the run out that we saw, it would have been six any other way, anywhere else in the field. It's the longest side there, and that longer side indeed was the savior for Sweven 11. One ball to go. Has to get his fielding right, has to be ready for an opportunity of maybe a catch on the boundary, maybe a fielding on the boundary. Anything's possible. It's all down to this six. Now, no opportunity of a super over. Just a six. A four is not enough, except for an extra. So as you know, of course, if ever ties, it's just going to be one point piece. Here, there's not going to be a tie because it's 6 runs. It's either going to be a win for one side and loss for the other. Final ball. Here we go. And a swing and a miss, and well, he went for that and could not get through. And what a finish that is! You can see the players applauding and hugging Ravi. For a moment, it looked like he would have connected. That was a forceful swing and just narrowly missed there. And right till the end, props to both sides. They fought well and they fought till the end. 7-11 have won this game by 5 runs. And this is what cricket is about. This is what T20 cricket is about. You never know who's going to win. Up till about 3 overs ago, this looked to be in the bag for the batting side, for the elites. But still, they kept fighting, and that crucial wicket by Saurabh J at the right time and then a couple of runouts, the stumping, the run out, all of those just falling into the hands of Sweven 11. If they've won the game today, deservedly, both of the sides, whoever would have won would have deserved it. Brilliant showing by both sides. Really not that great with the bat, either of the sides, but really good with the ball. Sweven 11 really need to have a look at themselves in the field with the catches drop, with the way the wicket keeper performed. I think a little bit to go back to the drawing room, but overall, well deserved victory for them. Congratulations to Sweven 11. Hard luck to the elites, the Avenger elites, and well, this is the Dutch Champions Cup after our match 8 comes to a conclusion. And that's all for today's game. Hope you enjoyed, had fun, and well, keep joining us for more matches on the Jolly Friends Sports Club channel, of course. Now, see you. That's all for today. Bye bye. Good night.